This fat chick was just about to seal the deal, spend the night with the Academy's #1, but before she can even blink, boom, a nobody storms in, middle finger raised like he's declaring war on the gods themselves. 2 seconds later, thugs close in, fist swinging. The girl freezes, almost feeling bad for him. The top dog himself steps forward. No hesitation. Wind magic whips through the street, and the poor fool is launched clear across the road. Fight over before it even begins. That unlucky ragdoll? Quinn Talon. Powerless since birth, in a world where supernatural abilities decide your worth. Orphaned by war, left with nothing but a strange, sealed book, his only inheritance. Years spent trying to open it. Nothing. Until today. A sudden nosebleed. Drip. Blood hits the cover. Boom! The book erupts in crimson light, searing into his skull like a broken download. Quinn collapses. New ability unlocked. Vampire. Before he can even breathe. Blackout. Flashes of his past. Childhood loneliness. The faces that turned away. Soldiers bearing the news of his parents' deaths. Twist into a nightmare. And there, in the mirror, something monstrous stares back. Quinn jolts awake to pounding at his door. Sergeant Griff barking orders. Bus leaves in 2 minutes. On board, the only empty seat is at the back, beside a boy named Woden. Friendly enough. But as Quinn sits, something appears. A floating creature. A glowing status panel, visible only to him. Woden asks about his ability. Quinn says he has none, rare for someone his age. Suddenly, sunlight floods the bus. His strength bleeds away, stats plummeting by half. He yanks the curtain shut. The warning fades, recovery begins. Woden notices his pale face, offers him water. Quinn waves it off, just a bad night's sleep. But then, the status panel flashes again. Quinn's daily mission? Drink 2 liters of water. Easy. Except, 1 sip in, he chokes, sprays it forward like a busted fire hydrant, and the kid in front of him gets drenched. "What the?" the poor guy yells, dripping wet. Griff barks from the front, demanding answers. The soaked kid points back at Quinn. But Quinn? He just stares blankly ahead, holding the bottle like he's never even seen water before. That's when it appears, a status panel. Flickering, glitching, like some broken game interface stuck between updates. Everyone else in this world, they unlock 1 ability, simple. Read a book, gain a skill, enroll in the academy. Done. But Quinn, he's got pop-ups, menus, missions, and now a daily reminder to hydrate. It doesn't feel real. It feels like he's trapped in a buggy RPG. He turns to Woden, out cold. Actually, everyone's asleep. The entire bus. And then, the smell hits. Chemicals, sour and sharp. Ping, airborne contaminant detected. Boots thud down the aisle. A soldier appears, calm as ever, presses a soaked cloth over Quinn's mouth. Sleep status, initiated. Darkness swallows him whole. When he wakes, he's no longer on the bus. Instead, a massive hall. Polished floors, vaulted ceilings. 5 other students nearby stirring awake. Creak. The doors swing open. A sharp-dressed woman, Jane. Beside her, a calm, commanding man. "Don't panic," he says evenly. "This is your entry-level test before academy enrollment. Wait for your name." The first name is called Peter. Nervous, he admits he has no ability. The room freezes, but Jane smiles softly. "That's all right." The man opens a thick, glowing book. Power hums from the pages. "Read it, you'll gain your ability." Peter clutches the book like it's treasure. Instantly, a digital wristband materializes on his arm with a faint chime. His eyes widen. It's real. One by one, the others follow. Book, power, wristband. Then, Quinn Talon. He steps forward, calm, reaches for the book, and suddenly, his panel flares. This ability cannot be learned. The air tightens. Nobody else sees it, but Quinn knows. This isn't normal. This is something bigger. He lets go of the book. Everyone stares. "I don't want it," he says flatly. A stunned silence drops over the hall. Jane narrows her eyes. "Are you sure? Without this book, you'll be on your own." Quinn doesn't flinch. "I'll manage." And in that moment, the tension spikes. Jane turns sharply. "Then I'll have to report this." The comms crackle alive. "Is he pure blood?" a voice demands. Jane doesn't flinch. Her reply is sharp, cold. No traits, no beast armor, nothing. The line pauses, then the voice cuts back. "Then test him. If he's ordinary, life will sort him out." Click. Call over. Jane turns on Quinn, eyes locked. "You declined the book, that means no shortcuts. Your entry test starts now." Jane gestures at 3 training bots. "Destroy them." Sounds simple, right? Except Quinn's running on fumes. His legs wobble, his vision spins. He looks like a dying potato with a death wish. Still, he charges, swings once, misses, swings again, weak, sloppy. Even the bots seem confused, tilting their heads like, "Bro, really?" But Quinn doesn't stop. Hit after hit, stumble after stumble, he keeps swinging, and somehow, finally, crash. All 3 bots collapse. He's left panting, drenched in sweat, barely upright. But he did it. Jane doesn't clap, doesn't smile, just mutters, level 1. A quick flash on his wristband confirms it. Rookie mode, bottom tier. As Quinn staggers back, the sun burns into his skin, draining him like bad Wi-Fi. Being half vampire? Definitely not helping. From the sidelines, Woden tosses him a bottle of water. Relax, he grins. You've got 2 years to level up. Before Quinn can even reply, Jane calls the next name. Lila. She strides forward, confidence written all over her face. Ability? Jane asks. Psychic. Woden blinks. Wait, you're not pure blood? Quinn frowns. What's that supposed to mean? Woden leans closer. Purebloods hate abilities. They train their bodies, forge beast armor, fight without powers. Quinn glances at Lila's bone-crafted bow. Yeah, makes sense. Her shots hit hard, accurate, solid, but Jane shuts her down anyway. Level 2. Layla stares in disbelief. I was ranked 3 in school, Jane shrugs. One of your hits relied on raw strength. Level 8, that drops your grade. Layla's jaw tightens, burned. Then, Eileen steps up. Woden tries a playful shoulder tap, joking, guess I'm lucky to go last, huh? Her response? Ice-cold glare. Flick of her hand. His palm freezes solid. Keep your hands to yourself. Woden yelps, shaking his frozen hand. Eileen doesn't even blink. She walks to the arena like an empress. And then boom, she annihilates the bots with ruthless speed and precision. Jane actually smirks. Level 5. The crowd is stunned, mouths wide. Next, Woden's turn. He cracks his knuckles, grins wide. The bots don't even last. Wrecked, obliterated. Jane nods. Level 5. He struts back to Quinn, grinning smug. Not bad, huh? But Quinn eyes him carefully. So, you can copy powers by touch? Woden freezes. You noticed? Quinn nods, sharp and calm. When we shook hands, nothing happened. But when Eileen froze you, you panicked. That gave it away. Woden chuckles, shaking his head. Damn, you're sharper than you look. But Quinn is already thinking back to that handshake. Why couldn't Woden copy his power? Was it uncopyable? Or had it not even awakened yet? Before he can spiral, Eileen passes by. Woden, are you a native ability user? The words hang heavy. Native users, the origin of every ability in history. Woden just smirks. Guess right. And maybe there's a prize. Eileen scoffs, walks away like she's too good for the drama. Then Jane calls the group together. Test complete. To the academy. The elevator doors slide open. They step in. The platform rises, and Quinn's eyes go wide. The campus sprawls before them, massive, gleaming, futuristic. Like Hogwarts, if Tony Stark designed it. Students flood the courtyard, laughing, showing us powers, flexing levels. Quinn and Peter glance down at their own glowing wristbands. Level 1. The bottom of the barrel. New students. Line up. The voice slams like thunder, and the entire courtyard freezes. Enter Instructor Dell. Stern, towering, zero patience. Boys left, girls right. You'll get dorm numbers. Move. One glare from him, and the crowd scrambles like scared chickens. Numbers fly out fast. Peter checks his. 23. His face? Pure despair. Because some slick student hears it, panics, and in one dirty move, snatch. Switches Quinn's number with his own. Now Quinn's holding dorm 12 without even realizing it. Peter's shoulders slump, ready to cry. But Quinn just smiles. It's fine. We're both level 1s. We stick together. And then, Woden struts in. Yo, I got dorm 23 too. Peter's face lights up like Christmas morning. Woden grins wider. Looks like we're roommates. This is gonna be fun. But across the field, the guy who stole Quinn's number explains himself to a buddy. The friend cracks his knuckles, ready to throw down, until he hears who owns that dorm now. A level 5? Yeah, fire gone. Forget it. Smash cut to the dorms. Badge drop. Beds claimed. And the truth? Woden switched numbers on purpose. He chose Quinn and Peter. Soon after, Woden nudges Peter. Wanna hang out? First day off. But Peter's already buried in the government skill book like it's his new religion. Quinn, different story. Library, he says. I need answers. Woden grins. Perfect. Haven't read in months. Let's go. The library hits like a shock. Rows of students, shelves like skyscrapers, mouths moving. But silence. Dead silence. Quinn freezes. What's happening? Woden just laughs. Noise-filled projector. Pride at sound bubbles. Welcome to Academy Tech. One tap, and pop. A silence bubble forms around them. Quinn's eyes go wide. That's insane. They sit. Quinn unloads a mountain of books. Woden raises a brow. Research marathon, or are you just flexing? Quinn smirks. Didn't take the military's book. I need to figure out my own ability. Woden chuckles, then leans in, voice low. You do know that book Peter's reading? It's not a gift, it's a contract. Take it and the government owns you. One day they'll call, and you obey. Quinn goes silent. Peter's smile with that book suddenly feels heavy. But Quinn finally asks what's been gnawing at him. Woden? Ever heard of an ability that gets weaker in sunlight? Woden blinks, then laughs. That's insane. People mess up powers all the time, sure, but sunlight weakness? That's not human. That's straight up vampire nonsense. Quinn chuckles like it's a joke, but deep down, he knows. He knows it's real. Hours later, the library empties. Woden's passed out, snoring like a panda. Quinn, still grinding, still searching. And then upstairs he finds it, a dusty book. Vampiric bloodlines and forgotten myths. Pages flip. Hypnosis, regeneration, sword arts, and sunlight weakness. The words click. Hard. Ding. A system notification flashes in his mind. Plus 10 XP. Partial understanding of your system gained. Quinn freezes. Did he just unlock a vampire system? Back downstairs, Woden wakes up, stretching like a lazy bear. Looks around. Quinn's gone. Wait, did he ditch me? Quinn thought he was just digging through dusty vampire myths. But then the system hit him with a quest straight out of a horror movie. Drink the blood of a human. He froze. Slamming the book shut, Quinn stormed out, only to get wrecked by the sun itself. Stats cut in half, muscles turning to jelly. Yeah, this system definitely hates him. But before he can even curse his luck, he spots trouble. Peter, cornered, shaking, and some level 2 punk has him by the collar. A sorry isn't enough, the guy sneers. Peter stammers, broke and helpless, while the bully raises his fist. That's when Quinn strolls in. Wow, he says, day 1 and I've already met the boss of the side villains. The crowd freezes. The bully laughs. Big talk from a level 1. What are you gonna do? That's when Quinn's panel lights up. Combat mode. Engaged. His first real fight quest. 50 EXP on the line. The bully charges. Claws out. Speed boosted. Quinn blocks, but blood flies. His arm ripped open. The guy sneers. Too slow. Too weak. But Quinn isn't backing down. Not now. Warning. Blood loss detected. The system pings. He's on the ropes. And then the sun sets. Boom. Power floods back into Quinn's veins. His eyes sharpen. His strength doubles. The tables flip in an instant. The bully swings. Quinn catches it. One hand. Effortless. My turn, he growls. And then, it's over. 3 hits. 4. 5. The level 2 crumbles like trash under a sledgehammer. Peter's jaw hits the floor. And Quinn, calm as ever. Plus 50 EXP. New skill unlocked. Survey. But when he tests it, he doesn't just see stats. He sees blood types. Peter, A+. The bully, B-. Quinn stares at the screen. A single thought slips in. Do different blood types taste different? He shakes his head. Nope, no vampire thoughts today. The blood shimmers on the floor. Quinn freezes. Instinct kicks in. Hunger. Craving. The system whispers in his head, feed. But before he can move, Peter drags him back to reality. You okay? We should go before someone sees or Kyle. Quinn forces a smile. Yeah, let's move, except he can't stop staring. That blood isn't just a mess, it's a trigger. A few steps later, Peter notices his arm still bleeding. You should get that checked. Quinn brushes it off, just a scratch. But then he stops, looks down, and for once admits it. Maybe the infirmary. Peter offers to tag along, but Quinn shuts him down. Nah, find Woden, I'll be quick. Peter leaves, Quinn turns back to the blood. Minutes later, he's crouched, breathing hard, conflicted, and then he gives in. He drinks it. Boom, his wounds seal, his fatigue vanishes, health full, but then, warning, hunger level increased. Quinn wipes his mouth, shaken. Yeah, no kidding. The blood heals. But it awakens something darker. To fight it, he grabs food from a vending machine, stuffing his face like a starving wolf. Then, across the training field, a girl, bow in hand, wiping sweat after flawless shots. She spots him, that nobody from before. Quinn steps up to the bots, drops his jacket, the test begins. She watches, curious, and then, boom. First bot crushed in one hit. No showboating, just raw, precise power. Before the jacket even touches the floor, every bot is down. Her eyes widen. Quinn isn't weak. He's hiding something. Inside the student restaurant, hierarchy rules. High rankers inside, low lifes outside. 2 students try for a table, instantly denied by a level 5's bag. No words, just power. Peter watches from the steps, chewing quietly. He notices Quinn and Woden eating like it's nothing. Hey, is it okay for Woden to sit with us? He jokes. Quinn shrugs. Maybe he should sit with them. The words sting, but Woden just laughs it off. Forget rank, you guys are my friends. Food first, drama later. Quinn chuckles, but someone else is watching. The girl, again, silent, shadowed, always there. Instructor Dell takes the stage, calm, cold. Power defines value. Levels are everything. Train or be forgotten. Quinn tunes him out, eyes on Woden. He activates survey. But Woden's data? Hidden. Blank. So Quinn just asks, you still got Eileen's power? Woden smirks. But nope, my copy resets daily. Want it back? I need to touch her again. Then he grins. Speaking of which, mind lending me your powers for the next test? Quinn forces a laugh. Can't help you there. Quinn's stomach growled, loud enough to turn heads. Woden blinked and said, didn't you eat enough for 2 people earlier? A sharp ping hit his vision. Hunger level increased. Quinn clenched his jaw. If this kept up, his food bill was going to bury him. When class ended, the 3 of them headed down the hall. Woden veered off. Washroom? I'll catch up at the store. Cool, Quinn said with a nod. That's when they heard voices. Around the corner stood Kyle, yesterday's opponent, and his crew. They were whispering nervously. We still need 50 points by the weekend. Just give it to Rayleigh. I don't want another beating. Kyle snarled. Shut up. I'll pay him back when I'm stronger. Then his eyes lifted, locking onto Quinn. Peter stiffened. Isn't that Kyle? With backup? You think they're here for revenge? Quinn didn't flinch. His voice was cold. If they knew what happened yesterday, they'd be bullying Kyle instead. Sure enough, Kyle's own friends started laughing. Look who it is, the level 1 legends. Another smirked. 0 powers, walking tutorials. Kyle paled. Don't provoke them, he muttered, but it was too late. 1 step forward. 10 points, hand it over. Peter panicked. What? For what? Charity, the guy sneered. We're being generous. That's half my budget. Peter sputtered. Quinn didn't blink. Do you even know who I am? Why should I hand over anything? Kyle broke into a sweat. He knew exactly where this was going, but his friends didn't. That's when Woden strolled back in. Oh, points, I've got plenty, he said with a grin sharp enough to cut. Want to borrow some? Careful though, interest is brutal. Recognition hit instantly. He wasn't just another student, he was level 5. Kyle's squad folded in seconds. We weren't serious. Total misunderstanding. Woden chuckled, grabbing them by the collars like rag dolls. The so-called bullies whimpered like puppies. Then another voice cut through. Cold, sharp. Who's out here, messing with someone else's little brothers? The air shifted. Everyone turned. It was Rayleigh, and beside him, a stranger, calm, silent, eyes unreadable. Quinn's stomach dropped. He activated Explore, but the screen glitched. Ability unrecognized. Blood type unknown. Level 6. The stranger, Momo, finally spoke. You guys can leave. Kyle and his crew didn't need to be told twice. They vanished instantly. Woden brushed off his jacket. Let's eat before the good food's gone. Peter nodded, relief all over his face. But then Momo's voice cut through the air again. Did I say you could leave? The group froze. His eyes opened, cold, merciless. Low-level players, acting bold in front of your seniors? You must be confused. Woden turned, calm and sharp. You still spouting nonsense? Momo stepped forward, cold and deliberate. Woden sang, only 2 days here, and already the rumors are spreading. Top freshman, hanging out with the bottom tier. He smirked. Bold choice. Woden shrugged. So? That a problem? Momo's eyes slid toward Quinn. There's no rule against it, but this school runs on unwritten ones. When the strong start treating the weak like equals, the weak start believing it. Quinn didn't flinch, didn't even blink. Momo grinned darker. In war, the weak scream for fairness, but kindness, it just makes them bold, delusional. That's why I can't wait for the next battle. That's when I'll clean up the trash. Something snapped inside Quinn. His fists clenched. His past flashed before him. Rage boiled over, and he lunged. But before he could strike, Rayleigh was there. Boom. He blocked midair, and in the same breath slammed his palm into Quinn's stomach. Quinn flew back, crashing into Peter. Rayleigh's eyes were flat, emotionless. Forgot already? Same school, same history. I was always stronger. Momo chuckled. Thought he was a hero. Guess this isn't a comic book after all. But Woden stepped forward, voice sharp. So what about me? You calling me trash too? He charged, fist blazing. Momo didn't move. Then, he vanished, reappearing behind Woden without a scratch. Effortless. Woden froze, stunned. This isn't possible. Quinn staggered to his feet and laid a hand on him. His voice was calm. Stop. He is that strong. The weight in his tone said everything, not fear, but recognition. Momo walked away with a crooked smile. Relax, no fight today, just a warning. Rayleigh followed, his stare colder than steel. Momo's final words cut deep. There are players here even the military avoids. One day, you won't even know how you died. Silence fell, heavy. Later, Quinn, Peter, and Woden sat in tense quiet. Finally, Quinn spoke. You should stay away from us. Woden's face fell. What, you're giving up because of them? Quinn shook his head. It's not giving up, it's survival. We're just targets. Peter added softly, protect us by keeping your distance. Woden froze, hurt, then angry. Fine, he stormed out. From the shadows, Rayleigh was listening, watching. The scene shifted. Woden walked the halls alone, a bitter smile on his face. They don't know what I really want. Doesn't matter, I'm not giving up. And just when the tension eased, bam, Rayleigh struck again. Quinn flew like paper in a storm, crashing down with Peter scrambling beside him. Quinn? You alive? Rayleigh loomed above, cold and effortless. Superfluous resistance. He ripped points straight from Quinn's watch, 17 gone in an instant. Tossing it back, he scoffed. This is it? Don't waste our time. Quinn staggered to his feet. That hit wasn't just pain, it was a reminder. No matter what he gained, deep down, he still felt like the powerless kid he used to be. But before he could strap the watch on, a sharp beep cut through the air. A system notification flashed in front of his eyes. New mission unlocked. Defeat Rayleigh Blade. Reward 80 XP. Quinn froze. 80 XP was a jackpot for someone like him, but reality hit just as fast. Rayleigh wasn't just another opponent. Fighting him would be suicide. And then, as sunlight spilled across his skin, another alert chimed. Stats decreased by 50%. Hunger increased. Quinn clenched his jaw, half his strength gone, his stomach gnawing at him. Yeah, this was bad. Later that day, Quinn and Peter dragged themselves back to their dorm, looking like survivors from a lost war. Woden was waiting inside, sitting on the bed, bruised and dirt-streaked, but grinning all the same. Don't worry, he said. I landed a few hits too. Quinn just laughed it off, not mentioning Rayleigh. But when his stomach growled loud enough to shake the room, Woden shook his head. Still hungry? Come on. Let's hit the store. At the convenience store, Quinn was scanning the shelves when he caught voices behind him. Kyle's crew, whispering nervously. Rayleigh told Kyle to collect the points fast, one muttered, or even he won't be able to protect us. Quinn's system chimed again. Side mission, defeat any opponent, reward 50 EXP. His eyes flicked toward Kyle's lackeys. Easy targets, free XP. But no, too obvious, too risky. Then another alert lit up. New item detected. Quinn turned his head. Hanging by the snacks was a wolf mask. Simple, ordinary, yet the moment he saw it, a plan snapped into place. Minutes later, the plaza outside was quiet. Kyle's crew was scattered, one of them wandering alone. He stopped suddenly, sensing something behind him. Who's there? He called. Silence. From the shadows, Quinn stepped out. The wolf mask hid his face, his gaze sharp. The guy stumbled back and fell in fear. Too easy, but then Charles appeared. His eyes narrowed as he growled. Who the hell are you? Quinn didn't answer, he just stared. Charles lunged, throwing punches fast and hard, but Quinn slipped past every strike, eyes glowing red beneath the mask. The system revealed the truth. Target, Charles. Age 15, blood type O+, ability wind affinity. Charles didn't wait. He exploded forward, fists whipping through the air with enough force that each strike sliced like a blade. Quinn dodged, weaving through the flurry with smooth precision. But Charles only grew faster, sharper, deadlier. Then one punch landed. A thin red line cut across Quinn's shoulder, and the sting was instant. Charles smirked. Still not talking? What are you, some dropout looking for revenge? Thought a mask would make you scary? He laughed, shaking his head. Don't worry, I'll rip it off myself. Another strike ripped through Quinn's sleeve and shoved him back. Charles stepped in, wind whipping around him like a storm. I'll make you kneel, beg for mercy, you're fast, sure, but speed means nothing if your body can't take a hit. But Quinn wasn't rattled. He was focused, calculating. They moved at the same time. Charles charged forward, cocky and certain of victory. You're done. My blade isn't just wind, it's compressed force. A burst of pressure shredded Quinn's clothes. but he kept charging straight at him. Charles dodged barely, but Quinn was already a step ahead. Blood trickled from his knuckles, and with a flick, he sent it splashing across Charles's eyes. Charles staggered, cursing. "What?" Quinn stepped in close, his voice low and steady. "You talk too much." A brutal, direct shot that landed with bone-crushing precision. Charles folded instantly, his body crumpling to the ground, eyes rolling back as a strangled groan escaped his throat. The entire plaza froze. Quinn stood tall, the wolf mask still on, breathing hard but victorious. Then came the system notification. Side mission cleared. Reward, 50 XP. Before the disappointment sank in, another alert lit his vision. Your experience bar is full. Level up available. Proceed? He tapped yes without hesitation. Instantly, pain ripped through him. A jolt slammed into his neck, sharp and savage, as though something invisible had bitten deep. Fire burned through his veins, forcing a scream from his chest. His gums split as fangs pushed through. His eyes darkened to black, glowing red at the center. Muscles tightened. His entire frame shifted. He wasn't just leveling up, he was transforming. The system filled his vision again. New skill, blood blade, species updated, half human. Quinn froze. Half human. This wasn't progress, it was evolution. Then came the final warning. Blood hunger rising. HP will continuously decline. He glanced at the numbers. 15, 12, 9. His body trembled, his vision blurred, and the hunger clawed at his mind. Relentless. Instinct overpowered thought. He staggered toward Charles, voice barely above a whisper. Just a little. It might hurt the first time. He cradled Charles almost gently, like prey, lowering his head toward the boy's neck. From the bushes, a girl peeked out, snack bag in hand. Her eyes widened, her face flushing bright red. "What are they doing?" she whispered. Quinn almost did it. His fangs were right there, but at the very last second, he snapped awake. His eyes shot open in horror. He dropped Charles like dead weight and bolted out of the alley. He was running like hell, but the hunger chased him with every step. His HP ticked down, 8, 7, while the system screamed in his ear, blood required. Immediate consumption recommended. Desperate, Quinn licked the blood from his own wound, but it wasn't enough. He stumbled into the infirmary, tearing through drawers like a madman, searching for anything that could help. Then his vision flashed red. Critical condition. 10 seconds until blackout. His legs gave out. He collapsed. But he wasn't alone. Someone had followed him. A girl, Lila, rushed in and caught him just before he hit the ground. His skin burned with fever. His breath came in shallow gasps. She leaned closer, checking on him. And suddenly, Quinn's hand shot up. He grabbed her wrist, pinning her to the wall with desperate strength. His eyes glowed. His breath was ragged. He whispered one word. "Sorry." He shushed her with eerie calm and kept feeding. Her body went weak. Her knees buckled. And finally, she slipped from his grasp. That was when Quinn woke up. Horror slammed into him. He stared at her pale body on the floor, his voice cracking as he whispered, What did I just do?" Silence. And then, faintly, her heart beat. She was still alive. Barely. Quinn lifted her gently onto the infirmary bed, brushing her hair away from her face. "Rest here. I'll find someone." And with that, he rushed out of the hall, shouting for help. Lila wakes up in the infirmary. The doctor smiles, reassuring her it's nothing serious, that she just fainted. But when Lila touches her neck, the memories slam back. The fangs, the hunger, the red eyes, her heart sinks. Did he really bite her? And worse, was he a vampire? That night, Quinn lies in bed, staring at the ceiling. The hunger is gone, but in its place, power. His stats tick upward, stronger, faster, all from blood. And her blood? Different, sweeter, addicting. But one thought burns hotter than the rest. What if she tells someone? The next morning, the professor drops a bomb. Combat test next week. The class groans, but Quinn barely hears it. His stomach twists. The hunger's back. He heads for the infirmary again. But this time he isn't alone. From the shadows, Layla follows. Quinn turns a corner, when suddenly a hand yanks him into the wall. He's pinned. "It was you," Layla hisses, eyes sharp. "What did you do to me?" Quinn stumbles for an excuse. I had a fever, I was confused." But she cuts him off. "Don't play dumb, you bit me, you pinned me down, who even does that?" He exhales, defeated. "You're right, no excuses. So, what do you want?" That's when her anger twists into a grin. A dangerous one. "Relax, I won't report you." She leans in close, whispering like it's a game. Make me a vampire too. She actually said it. Quinn's jaw dropped, eyes wide. Wait, you want me to what? Layla just grinned like it was Christmas. Turn me into a vampire. For a moment, Quinn just stared blankly, brain short-circuiting. Are you serious? He asked. Her answer came instantly. Of course I'm serious. My dad's a writer. I grew up on vampire stories. Strong, mysterious, immortal. This is my dream. He let out a heavy sigh. I didn't choose this. A book turned me into one. I can't turn other people into vampires. Honestly, I don't even know how half of this works. Her face fell, hope crashing down. Then a spark reignited in her eyes. So you're saying it's not impossible? Before Quinn could react, she leaned closer, her gaze burning. Fine, you need blood to grow, right? Then I'll help you. I'll make you strong enough to turn me someday. Quinn just stared at her like she was insane. There was definitely something wrong with this girl. And then, footsteps thundered down the hall. Peter burst into view, gasping for breath. Quinn, it's Woden. He's in trouble. Without a second thought, they both sprinted down the corridor. Doors slammed open as they hit the training yard and froze. There was Woden, bruised, breathing heavy, but still standing tall. Around him lay a pile of unconscious boys, all taken down. Quinn's eyes went wide in shock. Wait, Woden did this alone? Woden stood there, drenched in blood, silent, his face and shirt soaked as if he had just walked out of a nightmare. Without saying a word, he turned and began walking away as if nothing had happened. Layla gasped when she noticed the bleeding. She urged him to go to the infirmary, her voice full of concern, but Woden only glanced at her briefly, like she was background scenery, and kept moving. Peter couldn't hold back any longer. He rushed after him, calling, "Woden, where are you going?" Woden's reply came in a low, heavy tone, leaving no room for argument. "Don't bother me again." Later, Quinn, Peter, and Layla found themselves walking together, still confused. Layla whispered, wondering aloud what had happened to him. Peter shrugged, admitting he didn't know. 1 minute, Woden had agreed to practice combat, and the next, a group of upperclassmen dragged him away. When Peter returned with Quinn, Woden looked like he had aged 10 years in an hour. Quinn frowned, quietly wondering if those upperclassmen had said something to provoke him. Before he could think further, Peter suddenly pointed at the girl walking beside him. Quinn? Who's this?" he asked. To Quinn's shock, Layla immediately grabbed his hand, smiling like they were childhood lovers reunited. Panicking, Quinn tried to explain. "It's not what it looks like. We just met." But Layla cheerfully cut him off. "I only asked him if he wanted to eat with me. You're welcome to join." Peter froze, staring at their hands. His mind connected all the wrong dots. He smirked, winked, and with a laugh shouted, "I get it, lover boy. Have fun, lovebirds." Before Quinn could stop him, Peter bolted off, leaving Quinn sputtering. He turned to Layla, demanding to know why she was acting this way. She only smiled, too sweetly, almost threatening, and replied, "Relax. I just want to ask you a few questions. Privately." Quinn swallowed hard. Something told him this wasn't a simple dinner invitation. They ended up in the infirmary. Layla stretched her shoulder, warming up like an athlete preparing for competition, and said casually, "All right, be gentle." Quinn froze. "What are you doing?" he asked. Then, without hesitation, Layla offered her arm. "Pierce the vein. Do it properly this time." Quinn steadied himself, leaned in, and drank. The system immediately flashed before his eyes. Blood type, A+. Ability, mind power. Layla watched calmly, almost curious. "So, how does it taste?" she asked. Quinn wiped his mouth, breathing out slowly. "Sweet," he admitted. "Too sweet. Almost addictive." Another alert appeared. His health was full, so no stat increase came, but realization struck him like lightning. Blood wasn't just food, it was power. The stronger the source, the better the upgrade. A grin spread across his face, sharp and unsettling. Layla noticed instantly. "What are you plotting?" she asked. Quinn's smirk only deepened, his eyes burning with resolve. "I finally found my path," he said. From the infirmary window, Woden's watching. Creepy background extra? Nope. Dude's locked in like a ninja with a Netflix subscription. Cut to his room, he sits on his bed like a final boss waiting for his theme music. Then, boom, a voice. Not his. Mocking, echoing, calling Quinn nothing but walking chaos. A disaster magnet. A guy who screams trouble from 10 miles away. Woden's face hardens, dead serious. "Too far. I don't care if he hurts feelings, but Quinn doesn't belong to you." The voice snaps back. Dark, threatening. One finger on Quinn, and it's game over. Then, door creaks. Peter walks in. Freezes. Voices. Everywhere. He mutters, "Please don't tell me this dude's arguing with his furniture again." Inside, Woden flinches, forces a smile like he just got caught role-playing Shakespeare alone. "I wasn't talking to anyone, just practicing." Peter squints. Practicing in surround sound? Woden laughs too loud, sleep-talking with feeling, then pats Peter's shoulder. "Let's go eat." Meanwhile, across town, Quinn thanks Layla for the day. She bows dramatically, swears it's an honor. Quinn thinks, "Relax, I'm not your master. I don't even own a castle." Night falls. Quinn returns home. Peter's in the living room, messing with his powers like a kid trying to turn on a broken flashlight. Then, flash. Success. He cheers like he just hit jackpot on easy mode. Woden actually praises him. Quinn's impressed too. But Peter's flexing like he just unlocked EX rank. Woden shows him a trick, smooth as a veteran. Peter's jaw hits the floor. Level 5 ability user vibes. Woden shrugs. "You can do it too. Just practice." Quinn asks if Woden's okay. Woden chuckles, admits he's a mood swing machine, but swears he's fine. Quinn presses deeper, but Peter drops a bomb. "Quinn, are you in a relationship?" Woden explodes with laughter. Quinn panics, stammers, denies, until he remembers the master moment. His face goes crimson. He swears she's just a classmate, just advice on beast weapons. Nothing else. Peter smirks. "So you're joining Beast Gear then?" Next day, students fled the hall. Instructor announces, "Choose your weapon. No powers, no mercy, just steel." One kid jokes, "Guess the unarmed group gets good luck. Try not to catch a fist with your face." A blade slices the air, inches from their throats. Out of nowhere, an instructor appears. Cold eyes, killer aura. He snarls, "If you lose your weapon, then just die." This is Leo, the Beast Gear instructor. Lila asked about his roommates. Quinn told her they'd gone to the unarmed group. But her grin faded the moment another girl entered. Her rival, Erin. The same Erin who had folded her last time like laundry on speedrun mode. And now, she was calmly browsing Beast Gear, like she actually needed more power. Leo's voice cut through the room, calling everyone to attention. "One weapon, choose wisely." The students rushed the racks. Quinn, though, was different. His system worked like a silent cheat code, flashing exact stat boosts for every weapon in sight. And then, he saw them. Black Horny Gauntlets, Blood Edge compatible, a 5% boost. His skill instantly supercharged. Quinn didn't hesitate. He grabbed them like he'd just found destiny itself. But before he could celebrate, an instructor appeared behind him, radiating judgmental NPC energy. "Bad choice, rookie. Hugging swords is not a strategy." Quinn nodded politely, then kept them anyway. Hard mode? Activated. Leo called out for a volunteer. Erin stepped forward. The room erupted, half terrified, half starstruck. Whispers spread fast. One student muttered that she was level 5, meaning anyone who fought her should start planning their funeral. Another sighed that taking a hit from her would be an honor. These people clearly needed therapy. Hands shot up everywhere. "Me. Pick me," they shouted, desperate to fight her. But Leo ignored them all and chose a large-built student instead, crushing at least 20 egos in one move. The big guy charged like a bull. Erin didn't flinch. She slipped past him, ghosted behind, and placed her sword against his neck as if she were asking if he preferred his defeat medium or well done. The student froze. Defeat admitted. Match over. Layla puffed her cheeks and crossed her arms like an offended squirrel. "Pfft, I could beat her in my sleep." Nobody believed her. Then Leo updated the wristbands. Opponents were assigned. Quinn glanced at his panel. Level 3. The whispers started instantly. Some laughed, saying he was about to get folded. Others joked that bringing gauntlets to a sword fight was like showing up to a gunfight with a spoon. His opponent, Faye, stepped forward. Muscles, spear, cocky grin. He shoved students aside like Quinn was just background furniture. The arena cleared. Quinn strapped on his gauntlets. Faye lunged first, spear blazing like a rocket. Quinn slipped aside with casual ease, dodging like he was avoiding a pigeon. Faye slashed again, but this time, metal rang against his gauntlets. The crowd gasped. Faye slashed again, but this time, Quinn caught the spear. Metal rang against his gauntlets. The crowd gasped. Quinn smiled. Dark energy swirled around his fist. A black orb formed, ominous and hungry. And with a smirk, he hurled it back at Faye, like returning trash. With interest,